Well, gentlemen, I want to start offshore in the UK, where we've seen those riots over the past few days. A YouGov poll out there has found that 1 in 3 Brits support the protests, 1 in 8 believe the unrest is justified, and a quarter of those polls say that Muslims are responsible for the riots. Now, Alex, we're not at all condoning the violence. I mean, no one can, but you can't sweep the issues under the carpet either, because it speaks to a broader frustration amongst Brits about high migration, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, Peter, it does. And this has been coming for a long period of time, sadly, I think. I mean, I think back to some of the writings of Douglas Murray, who wrote about this in his book, The Strange Death of Europe, talked about all of these sorts of things coming up down the pipe. And, you know, really this, I think, comes back to previous governments who've allowed mass migration on an enormous scale. That has to be sheeted back to the Conservative, the Tory governments as well. Everybody who's been involved needs to take some of the blame. This concept of Western guilt, you know, the feeling that somehow the West can solve the problems of the third world by simply taking large unchecked numbers and having porous borders. One of the things I've been very grateful for here has been the work the coalition government did, you know, people like Tony Abbott and indeed Peter Dutton, to avoid this crisis. I'm concerned, of course, we're seeing it again, but really this has been entirely predictable, very sad, and we have to heed those lessons here in Australia.